speaking here. Thank you so much again for your time. What is the official position of the ANC? There's been talks on possible refugee camps being set up, some contradictory feedback from the party regarding that. What is the official position?
Ayanda, good morning. Our first position is we condemn the attacks on foreigners unequivocally. We've also sent messages to all the branches of the ANC throughout the country to convene public meetings to address this issue of what appears to be xenophobic attacks, but could also be simple criminality in some instances where people are opportunistically using this to attack the ANC, the government, and are hurting people in the process. There is no policy to establish refugee camps. What there is a discussion with the government to talk about better management of the integration of foreign nationals who are refugees and have rights in our country, and people who cannot go back to their countries because they have been persecuted for one or other reason, have rights in international law and in South Africa to make sure that they are safe, that we ensure that communities understand their position, and we're talking to that at the moment on the ground. I also want to say that we are very pleased with the manner in which the Gauteng police have managed the situation here. More arrests have been made this morning, we are told, in the area of Jeppe, and we hope this trend of arresting people who are looting and who are burning premises and hurting people are being arrested throughout the country. We need this to happen more frequently wherever it happens.
Jessie, Mr. Duarte, the ANC has got a long and rich history with frontline states and how they were taken in by the likes of Tanzania and given refuge and shelter and assistance almost to the detriment of those countries, because once the apartheid regime would hear of that, they would then go in and attack those countries. So how does it feel personally to see our people turn on foreigners like this?
It's very disappointing, Ayanda, to see people behave in this manner. And for this reason, the information we have is that this is orchestrated, it's planned, it's also intended to ensure that our country and our government, and in particular the ANC, looks as if it has done something horribly wrong, which we have not done. We listened with interest yesterday to what was being said by the opposition parties, including NUMSA, and including the EFF. Very similar language, blaming the ANC for the violence. What we need to do is not do the blame game. Every South African with any conscience whatsoever must accept that we cannot attack any human being on the basis of them being a foreigner or attack any other person for any reason whatsoever. And we want to assert that we believe that foreigners who are refugees in our country have a right to be here. We will make sure that they are not going to be attacked. We're talking to people on the ground. This is what we do, Ayanda. We cannot make noise only in the air. We have to be on the ground. This thing is being orchestrated to destabilize South Africa, and we should not allow it. Yes, we are disappointed in the behavior of people who are doing this.
If I may play devil's advocate for a moment, there is one school of thought that suggests that when ANC and other struggle icons were in frontline states, that they were not allowed to set up shop there or have businesses there or wander around randomly, undocumented, etc. What do you have to say in response to that?
Ayanda, the ANC has based its policies on human rights, and also because of the experience that our people had when they were living in other countries in refugee camps, and the problems that do happen in refugee camps. Also, our experience as a country in dealing with violence in other parts of Africa, assisting people, we've understood the real problems that exist within refugee camps. We opted for a policy that talked to the integration of refugees into our communities. What we are saying is that the system to enable that does need improvement. We know that people who are not necessarily refugees or running away from any form of persecution are coming into the country. And we also need to say that that is a matter for the law enforcement agencies to deal with, not for people to take the law into their own hands. So, yes, our people indeed did obey the rule of law in every country they lived in. We're also expecting the same from any foreign person who comes to our country, that if you are to be protected by the law, the first step is also to obey the law. And that means being documented properly and ensuring that you work within a community in an appropriate way. What concerns us is that people who have set up shops are said to be undercutting the prices of other business people. Well, we think very strongly that that cannot be a reason for violence. That simply cannot be a reason for violence. And we're hoping that we can speak in the next couple of days, within the next 72 hours, to South African business people as well in the townships. And for that reason, we have asked all our branches to begin to go around and to have public meetings and invite everybody. Our best method of solving problems has always been through dialogue. And there's no reason for us to turn away from that now.
All right, let's leave it there. ANC Deputy Secretary General Jessie Duarte, thank you so much again for your time. Also joining the condemnation of the violence against foreign nationals.